Good evening, children. So today we meet to begin another session, Olympiad session. I'm sure you must be a bright young set of students, all eager to appear for Olympiad exams. So as and when we continue with our session, I'll be telling you some tips on how to appear and what to keep in mind while answering the questions. Okay. Good evening, children. So today we meet. So today's session is going to be about plants. Now, I'm sure all of you, I don't think there's anyone who doesn't like plants, isn't it? Why? Because plants are the most selfless organisms on this earth. They don't demand anything. They only need some air, water, sunshine, warmth, and they grow. And they give us so many things. They give us oxygen, they give us food, they give us timber, they give us medicine, they give us fuel. So many things they give in return. Right? So this is a very, very important and interesting chapter and so much to learn in it. So we'll begin and I'll be showing you PPT slides and along with it, there'll be questions and there'll also be explanation in the same slide. So we begin the first question. The first question is, which of the following groups of seeds contains only dicot seeds? Can you hear me, I hope? And can you see the slide? So can they see the slide, the children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So which of the following groups of seeds contains only dicot seeds? Now, what is the meaning of dicot seeds? On the basis of cotyledons, there are two types of seeds, monocot seeds and dicot seeds. Cot is the short form of cotyledonous. So monocotyledonous seeds and dicotyledonous seeds. Dicotyledonous seeds are seeds which have got two cotyledons. The word di means two. The word mono means one. So monocotyledonous seeds are seeds that have got only one cotyledon. Now examples of dicot seeds, some seeds which you have almost very regularly is all the pulses, the bean, rajma, pea, groundnut, cashew nut, mango, apple, they are all dicot seeds. Monocot seeds are rice, maize, wheat, bajra, corn. They are all monocot seeds. So they have got only one cotyledon. So in this group here, in these options here, wheat is a monocot seed, rice is a monocot seed, and maize are monocot seeds. So this will not be the answer here. Okay, here. Sorry. Rice is a monocot seed, maize is monocot, bean is dicot. In this one, pea is dicot, bean is dicot, and gram is dicot seed. Okay, so I think this one will be the right answer. So we mark this. This is the first question. I hope you have understood what is monocot and dicot seeds. Next question. Study the given pair of one Kharif and one Rabi crop as shown here. Maize, wheat. Maize is maize is a Kharif crop and wheat is a Rabi crop. Now, what are these Rabi and Kharif crops? Now, here, I'll show you some examples here. Now, based on the growing period, crops are of two types in India, especially in India. Since India, we experience the tropical season we have got the rainy season, we have got the winter season, we have got the summer season. So depending on that, the farmer grows his crops. So there are three things the farmer needs to know before he grows his crops. That is the climate, what climate it is, whether it is winter, summer, or rainy. Number two, the type of soil on which he wants to grow. If it is a clay soil, loamy soil, he will grow rice. If it is a sandy soil, dry soil, he will grow millets. Okay, number three is the availability of water. Lots of water is needed to grow paddy or rice, but less water is needed to grow wheat and millets and etc. So here, depending on these three things, the farmer grows his crop. And the growing season are, depending on the growing season, there are two varieties of crop, two types of crops, Kharif and Rabi. The Kharif crop is sown at the beginning of monsoon, that is June, July. And the Rabi crop is sown in the beginning of winter. Now you will notice that June, July is rainy season. So that is the time when the Kharif crop is grown. That is why Kharif crop is also known as the monsoon crop. But after the crop is grown, it is the seeds are sown, the seeds will grow, they will mature, and then they will be harvested. So the harvested means the collecting or the gathering of mature crops. Okay, after everything is over, the farmer cuts the crop and then he sells it in the market. So harvesting of Kharif crop is done in September, October. And harvesting of Rabi crop is done in March, April. Okay, you must have seen. So that is why in India, we have got two harvest festivals. In September, October, you must have heard of Nuakhai. All of you from Odisha, you must have heard of Nuakhai. So that is a harvest festival which will be celebrated in the month of September, October, where the Kharif crop will be harvested. Okay. The Rabi crop, March, April, that is recently it went in Odia, we call it the in Sankranti, and in different states, we call it by different names, all these harvest festivals. Okay, so harvest festival is a festival that, unlike, say, Ramzan, or like Muslims celebrate, or Eid, Muslims celebrate, or Ram Navami, which the Hindus celebrate, or Easter, which the Christians celebrate. Harvest festival is a festival which every community celebrates, all the farmers, irrespective of their religion. Okay, so this is celebrated all over India and they're known by different names. Baisakhi in the north, and Bihu in Assam, okay, and Vishu in Kerala. Now, Kharif crops needs a lot of hot weather and lot of rainfall. Okay, like I told you, that is why it is sown in the beginning of monsoon. But Rabi crop requires cold weather. That is why it is sown in winter for growth. And these are the examples. Rice, maize. Maize is a Kharif crop. Rice, jute, cotton, peanuts, bajra, pulses. And Rabi crop, wheat, peas, gram, and mustard. Okay. These are some examples of Kharif and Rabi. Now here, maize is to wheat. Now here, the answer, what will be the answer? Soya bean. Here, see, you can see soya bean, which will be a Kharif crop, and mustard, which will be a Rabi crop. So this will be the answer. One Kharif crop and one Rabi crop. Okay, next.
Hello.
Which of the following from given crops may be grouped as Rabi crops?
Hello. Zoom little bit.
Sir, what did you say?
Man, zoom little bit.
Okay, okay. That okay?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now here, what are the Rabi crops here? Now we'll go back to this and see what are the Rabi crops here. Rabi crops are wheat, chickpea, mustard, oat, broccoli, almonds. So the question here will be radish grows in winter, mustard grows in winter, wheat grows in winter, maize and sugarcane are Kharif crops. So the answer will be 1, 2, and 3. Next one. Sorry. Now, which of the following? Okay, just let me. The seed dispersal in the given plant takes place by wind, animal, explosion, or water. But then, what is the meaning of seed dispersal? What is the meaning of seed dispersal here? Seed dispersal means scattering of seeds or spreading of seeds away from the parent plant, away from the mother plant. Okay. Now, if all the seeds start growing just below the mother plant, then there'll be a lot of crowding. Okay. Suppose in a class of 30 students, you've got in a room, and suppose instead of 30, 130 students come into the class. That will be very uncomfortable for you, isn't it? So, what discomfort will you face? There'll be lack of space. You'll not have sufficient space. You'll not have sufficient place to write or place to sit or air to breathe. So similarly in plants also. So if you grow many plants in a small pot, it will not be healthy. But if you grow one plant in one plot, they will get a lot of space to grow, lot of nutrients, enough space, enough water. So that is why seed dispersal is necessary. But seed dispersal will take place how? There are many methods or many agents of seed dispersal. For example, wind, animals, explosion, and water. Okay. So this one is this one disperses by explosion. Now I'll just see if I can show you this video. I'll just try. Can you all see? This shows seed dispersal by explosion.
Eventually, something's got to give. Touch-me-nots are even more highly sprung. The slightest contact triggers a chain reaction. Seeds light up the sky like a fireworks display. Another dramatic display comes from this unassuming-looking plant, the squirting cucumber. It only takes a tiny vibration, and the cucumber starts a spectacular show. Seeds disappear into the distance like rockets. Spreading new plants in every direction.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm back in the woods today and I'm armed with a microscope lens that I've clipped onto my phone.
Okay, so I hope you understood how seeds disperse by explosion of the fruit, not by explosion, just explosion of the fruit. And there are other methods of dispersal, that is wind, animal, and water. I think there are some more questions which will describe how the seeds are dispersed by wind, animal, and water. So we'll go to the next question. Okay. So here plants growing in deserts, as shown in the figure, has spines instead of leaves. Then how do these plants make food in the absence of leaves? Okay, so there are 4 options given. Now here, this is a cactus plant and they do not have the normal leaves. Okay, these spines, the leaves are reduced to spines. So they are known as modified leaves. The spines are known as modified leaves. But why should the leaves be reduced? Because if the leaf has got a large surface area, there'll be a lot of loss of water by the process of transpiration. Okay, suppose you have a large surface area, the rate of water evaporation will be more compared to a less surface area. Okay, so here that is why the leaves are reduced to spines and they do not have stomata. Stomata are tiny pores present. I think you must have read it in your previous class, previous year. Stomata are tiny pores present on the leaves, on the underside of the leaves, from where exchange of gases takes place and also loss of water. Okay, so here we cannot, the cactus cannot afford to have stomata on the leaves because there'll be a lot of loss of water. And as it is growing in areas which has got less water. So here, how will photosynthesis take place? Who will make food then if the leaves are reduced to spines? Now, whatever is green in color. What is green in color here? The stem, the succulent stem. So the stem takes up the function of the process of photosynthesis now taking place in the stem. So here what will be the answer? Spines themselves make food? No. Roots make food? No. Green fleshy stem makes food? Yes, this one. The flowers make food? No. Next one. Germination. This question deals with germination. We did dispersal. Now we did types of seeds. Now we'll do seed germination of seed. Okay. Which of the following term is used to refer a small baby plant coming out of a seed? Now here, this is a seed. When it is given proper conditions, the seed forms a new plant. This is known as germination. So that is how you will define germination. The process by which a seed grows into a new plant is known as germination. When the seed germinates, it takes up water, it absorbs water. The outer seed coat becomes soft and it just splits, okay? Because when the seed absorbs moisture, the seed will become big. It will become bigger. So the seed coat will split, okay? So the seed coat splits and the root emerges first, okay? The radicle, in my next few slides, we'll see the parts of the seed also, but then we'll do this question first. So the root emerges first. Definitely the root has to emerge. For example, when you make a building, you make a house, you make the foundation first. You don't start making the upper room first, isn't it? So it is not the stem that comes out. It is the root and it lays the foundation of the entire plant. So it starts emerging and it grows down and it starts absorbing water and minerals from the soil. Then the leaf emerges, the shoot comes out, okay? And after the shoot comes out, this is now known as a seedling. That is, the seed along with the baby root and the baby shoot is now known as a seedling. So which of the following term is used to refer to the small baby plant that is coming out of the seed? That is known as a seedling. Okay, so this is a seedling, which is having a young shoot and a young root. The next one. Okay. This is another question about dispersal. I told you that dispersal takes place by explosion. That is the first thing I showed you. Then by wind, by water, and by animals. So we've already done explosion. Now wind. Now this is a coconut seed. Now the entire coconut which you see is actually the seed. The entire thing is the seed. Now this seed is covered by a fibrous coat. This fibrous coat it protects it and it also makes it light so that it can float on water. So this coconut seed that enables it to float on water and it is carried to distant places by water. See, this is a coconut plant. It has traveled through many places and now it has come to shore and it has started germinating. Here. Here. So this is how it starts germinating. So this is a coconut seed. Okay. So these are the parts of the coconut seed, the outer fibrous cover, the white edible part, the coconut milk and the hard skull. So, so which part of the seed enables it to float? It is the outermost fibrous cover. The fibrous cover. Okay. Next. So we have done explosion. We have done water. Next. Okay. Now we did the parts of the seed, the types of seed, dispersal of seed, germination of seed. Okay. Everything by seed. Because in a plant, there are two parts. One is the vegetative part and one is the reproductive part. Reproduction. Reproduction is the process in which any living organism gives rise to another living organism of its own kind. For example, lion gives birth to lion. Okay, so that is reproduction. A mango tree will give birth to only a mango tree, not an orange tree or anything, isn't it? So its own kind. But how do these trees, they grow? They produce more of their kind. They produce more of their kind from their seeds. Where are the seeds present? The seeds are present in the fruit. And how is the fruit formed? Fruit is formed from the flower. So the flower, fruit, and seed are the reproductive part of the plant. But the rest of the parts, that is the stem, root, and leaf, are the vegetative parts of the plant. Okay. So all those parts which are vegetative and you eat it will be the vegetables. And all those parts which have got seeds, which are formed from the fruit, they are the fruits. So when you go to the vegetable market and you see tomatoes, vegetable market, so your mummy may say that, so these are vegetables, cucumber, tomato, brinjal, ladyfinger, they're all in the vegetable market. So, but technically speaking, they're all fruits. Why? Because they're formed from the flower and these flowers from the fruits and these fruits have got the seeds. Okay. So these are the reproductive parts. So tomato and say papaya, mango and brinjal, ladyfinger, they are all, so they are all fruits. But the rest of the parts are, just a minute. Okay. Sorry. So the rest of the parts, that is root, stem, and leaf, are the vegetative parts. Now, some of the plants, they do not grow by seeds and they grow by the vegetative parts. Okay. For example, the money plant is the best example. How did you grow money plant? You just cut off a twig, put it in water, and another plant. You got another plant, isn't it? So what did you do? You grew another plant from the stem. So this type of reproduction, which grows, which you get new plants from the vegetative parts, is known as vegetative propagation or vegetative reproduction. Okay. Vegetative propagation can be done by the stem, leaf, or root. The question here is, what would you plant in soil to get a new rose plant? Now, the rose plant, the seeds are very, very rare. Okay. So how does it grow? It grows by the stem. Okay. Now, these are some examples. Now, this is how the plant will grow. Asha, পরোটা ভেন্ডি ভাজা করো। Sorry, children. Sorry for the disruption. So here the rose plant grows from the stem cuttings. Now this is a twig of bougainvillea. Now see how one twig has been cut. It will be planted in soil and it will form a new plant, just like the rose plant. Okay, so rose, tea, and bougainvillea, hibiscus, they all grow by their vegetative parts, that is the stem. Now this is banana. You know how it grows? It grows from its underground stem. Here, the stem, there is a stem, a thick stem below the soil, and from there, the shoots come out, buds come out, and so many plants have been formed. Once the plant forms the fruit, we have to cut down the plant, but then so many buds around it starts growing. Okay, so banana grows from its underground stem. Now this is sugarcane. Sugarcane also grows from its stem. You'll find that there are some nodes present. Those lines there on the stem, they are known as nodes. So from the nodes, we will get a new plant. This is hibiscus. Hibiscus, one cutting is taken, put it in soil. In a week or so, you'll get a new plant. So this is vegetative propagation, which can be done by root, stem, or leaf. So here we did vegetative propagation by stem. We'll see in some other slides what we have vegetative propagation in some other. Okay. Here, some plants reproduce by vegetative propagation. Here, sorry. Which of these statements is incorrect? Incorrect, okay? All plants have fruits that produce a large number of seeds. Some plants reproduce by vegetative propagation. Some plants like potatoes have buds called eyes on their surface. All plants can be grown into a new plant with just a stem cutting of the mother plant. All plants cannot grow from their stem cuttings. So this is incorrect. Okay. Now, I am showing you here these two things. This is a potato and this is a sweet potato. Potato means aloo and sweet potato means kondamulo or shakarkand. In Hindi, you call it shakarkand. Now here, how is it growing? The sweet potato is a root and it is forming new plants. You can see so many new plants sprouting. Okay. And the roots coming out here. So from one sweet potato, you're getting so many plants. So this is vegetative reproduction by root. Now here, potato. Potato is an underground stem. But why should we say that it is a stem? Since it is growing underground, we can say it is a root. But it has got buds on it. These buds are known as eyes. Okay. Now buds are present on the stem. So potato is a stem. There are many other reasons also why potato is a stem, but this is the main reason. Because potato has got buds, it is a stem, and these buds are known as eyes. Now you can see so many new plants coming out. So this is what? Vegetative reproduction from stem, underground stem. So you saw vegetative reproduction from underground stem of banana. This is again vegetative reproduction from underground stem of potato. You can have vegetative reproduction from underground stem of ginger, turmeric, colocasia. Colocasia means arbi or saru. Okay, so these are all plants that show vegetative reproduction. This is sweet potato. Sweet potato is shakarkand. And another plant is yam. Yam in Odia we call it matti alu or desi alu. So that also grows from its root. It is actually an underground. It is actually a root. And from there, you get many, many new plants. Okay. So here, what are all these processes called? This is nothing but vegetative reproduction. Why? Because the plants are growing from the vegetative parts, from their root and from their stem. We'll see how a plant can grow from the leaf also. Okay, next. Here. Characteristics of seeds dispersed by wind. Now you can see there are some seeds here which I've shown. This is dandelion. Okay. Now see, just a whiff of wind and all the seeds get dispersed. Okay. This is Indian elm. You can see that it is a small seed here, which has got, and it has got wings around it. Okay, the seed is small. This one, another plant that can grow, that can be dispersed by wind. But why these can be dispersed by wind? So these seeds are small, they are light, they have got wings on it, they have got hair-like structures on it, and sometimes they have got these structures. For example, this picture here, it has got a parachute-like mechanism. So it falls like a parachute on the ground. And after they are dispersed, and they are dispersed to far off places by the wind which is blowing. Okay. And once they fall on suitable ground, why did I say suitable means? Once they fall not on dry ground. If they fall on dry ground, they will not grow. But once they fall on suitable ground, which has got, and they get all the right conditions, that is air, water, warmth, and everything, they will then grow into a new plant. So there, the parent plant is somewhere, and they have now blown by wind to a very far off place. Okay. So this is dispersal by wind. So we did dispersal by explosion of root. We did dispersal by wind. Okay. Now here, this is again the parts of a seed. Which of the following parts of a germinating seed is correctly matched with their function? Okay, now let us see the parts of the seed. This is the actual seed. Okay. The outermost part of the seed is known as the seed coat. Seed coat is also known as testa. Okay. So this is the seed coat. And after, when you soak it for overnight, you'll find the next day there is a sprout coming out. So a germinated sprouts are nothing but germinating seeds. You must have heard that sprouts are good for health. Sprouts, we should eat sprouts. So what are these sprouts actually? Sprouts are nothing but seeds which have just germinated. Okay. So those are sprouts. So here the root has come out. The root has sprouted. And what is the name for a baby root? That is radicle. Now this is when the seed has been cut open. So once the seed is soaked, the seed coat is removed, and you can see the cotyledons. We have spread it out just to show you the plumule and the radicle. What is the plumule? Plumule is nothing but the baby shoot. It will grow up to form the baby shoot. It will grow up to form the stem, leaf, branches, flower, fruit, etc. Radicle grows down to form the root. Okay. So which part of the plant comes out first? It is the radicle. So you can see here the radicle has come out. It has sprouted. So you have seen now the parts of a seed. What type of seed is it? We have done it in the first slide. This is a dicot seed. Yes. So here, which of the following parts of the germinating seed is correctly matched with their function? Radicle. It is a future root? Yes. Plumule is a future root? No. So in this way, I told you that now these are some tips which I will be telling you again. Now here, if you find that this is wrong, then you needn't go ahead. Okay. You can go to the next one. That will save you time during the Olympiad exam. Okay. But since we have time, we will be doing the entire thing. Cotyledon has got stored food? Yes. These cotyledons have got food stored in it. Okay. Because when the plant is growing, it will need energy. And energy it will get from food. But where is the food? It is actually the leaf that makes food. But there is no leaf here. So all the food is stored in the cotyledon. So see how nature is. So before the seed has started germinating, the food is already stored. Why? Because the leaf has not formed. So once the seedling starts growing, the embryo starts growing, the cotyledon provides it food. Okay. Till it forms the first leaf. Okay. I will show you the stages of germination also. So till the first leaf comes out, the cotyledons are always there to provide them food. Okay. So the first leaf, why? The first leaf, once it comes out, it will start making food. Then what is the need of cotyledons? So the cotyledons will slowly become smaller and they will wither off and then they will die. Okay, next. So this is not the right answer. Next one. Radical future root, correct. Plumule future stem, correct. It is not actually future stem, it is the baby root and baby shoot. So cotyledon stored food, correct. So here all three are correct. So this will be the right answer. So you needn't go further, but then, yes, I don't think we have discussed this. We needn't go further. So here the parts of the dicot seed with the seed coat, testa is another name for the seed coat. The radical comes out first on germination once it is given the right conditions. Okay, next. So we did vegetative reproduction from the root, that is sweet potato and yam. We did vegetative reproduction from the stem, that is we saw potato, we saw rose, bougainvillea, sugarcane, banana, all these we saw. Now, this is a plant. I think many of you must be having it at home. The name of the plant is bryophyllum. Okay. So the figure shows the leaf of a plant. I'll just write down the name of the plant. Bryophyllum, that is the name of the plant. Okay. You can find that from every notch. Notch means these are these tiny black dots which you see. These are the notches of the leaf. From every notch, there is a small plant coming out. Okay. So if you put this leaf on soil, there will be so many new plants you will see. So what does this process show? Does it show dispersal? No. Does it show germination? No, because germination is from the seed. Does it show vegetative repropagation? Yes. So this will be the answer. So we saw vegetative propagation from the root, from the stem, and from the leaf. There is another leaf that grows by vegetative propagation. I'll just write down the name of that leaf here. Okay, begonia. Begonia is another plant which grows by vegetative reproduction. Okay, vegetative propagation from the leaf. Okay, next question. Okay, here. Dispersal by, I think we have done this. Okay. Here. Next question. Study the given flowchart. Now, these are the modes of dispersal. Okay. The agents of dispersal, the methods of dispersal. So, dispersal can be by water, by animals, by explosion, by wind. So, let us first see what are the characteristics of seeds dispersed by water. Now, seeds dispersed by water, they cannot, we cannot afford to have them very heavy. Otherwise, they will sink. So, they will be light and they can be big, like coconut is big. And they can be small also, like the lotus seeds. If you have seen lotus seeds, in Hindi, you call it makhana. Okay, they're white and very spongy and they're very, very light. So, they float on water. So, this dispersal by water, the seeds should be light, the seeds should be spongy, and the seed should float on water. Number two, the plant should grow either in water or around water. Okay, for example, lotus, it grows in water. So the seeds will be dispersed by water. Okay, next, dispersal by animals. Seeds dispersed by animals. The seeds will have spines on it. Okay, they will be, so these seeds which have got spines on it, they will stick to the fur of animals. They will stick to the feathers of birds, or they can stick to the legs of human beings also. So whenever these animals, they go for grazing to any ground. So these seeds, they stick to the legs or the fur of the animals. And once they go to another place, they get detached, and see how the dispersal has taken place from one ground to another ground. Number 2, so they should have hooks, they should have spines, and we also disperse seeds. For example, we get, say, Alfonso mangoes from Nagpur. We eat it here and we throw the seed outside. So see, so much of scattering. So it has scattered from the parent plant to so far off. So this is dispersal. So, but then for dispersal, how is the fruit? The fruit should be edible. Means the fruit can be eaten. Okay. So that way, the squirrels, the bats, the birds, they eat the fruit and they just throw away the seeds. So here, the birds, the animals are also helping in dispersal. Now, these squirrels, what they do is, during winter, they collect all these fruits and they hide it in their holes. And then they forget about it. So when the proper season comes, these seeds start germinating. So here again, dispersal has taken place. Okay. Now, there are some seeds which cannot be digested. But the birds, they eat the fruits, and the seeds, they come out of their droppings. So wherever the dropping falls, so you get the seed there, and the seed starts germinating there. So these birds have also helped in seed dispersal. Okay, dispersal by explosion. Now, explosion, the fruit, once it dries up, okay, it is like, in the pressure cooker, lot of pressure builds, and then once if it is lot of pressure, then it will just burst. So the fruit also, once it dries up, lot of pressure builds inside it, okay, and it just bursts. And when it bursts, the seeds are all dispersed. They are all scattered from the parent plant. Dispersal by wind, which we have discussed, they should be light, they should be small, they should have wings, they can have hair or fluff around it. For example, cotton, they can have parachute-like mechanism so that they can float or fly from one place to another. Okay, now the question. Select the option that correctly identifies P and S. Okay, P is castor. Castor is dispersed by animals. Q is cotton. Cotton is dispersed by, I think I missed out some option from the question. This is P, dispersal. Okay, dispersal by water is P, Q, R, and S. So I think I missed out the alphabets here. So later on we'll do this. Okay, so P is by animals, Q, cotton by wind, cherry, again by animals, birds eat it, lotus by water, coconut again by water. Now, xanthium is a seed that has got lot of small spines on it. Okay, the common name of xanthium is cocklebur. Then R is P, dispersed by explosion, and madar is dispersed by wind. So here, if it is, okay, next is lotus, dispersed by water, dandelion dispersed by wind, mango dispersed by animals or us, and this is tiger claw, not tiger, but tiger claw. Tiger claw is a small seed which has got hooks on it, okay, and it will be dispersed by animals. Spear grass. Spear grass is a grass, very tall grass found in African countries or also near the countryside. Madar. Madar is a seed that is dispersed by wind. Coconut dispersed by water, and dandelion again dispersed by wind. Okay. So I think we'll have to go back to this question later on because these have not been marked P, Q, R, and S. We'll do the next question. Okay, here. The given figure shows plant parts labeled as P, Q, R, and S. Which of the following options correctly lists the plants in which the labeled part is edible? What is the meaning of edible? Edible is something that can be eaten. Okay, so that is the meaning of edible. Now here P is the flower, R is the leaf, S is the stem, and Q is the root. So what will be the answer? So pea, broccoli, cauliflower, lettuce. Now pea, broccoli, pea is the flower. Broccoli is the flower, correct. Cauliflower is a flower, correct. But lettuce is not a flower. Lettuce, the part of lettuce which we eat the leaves of lettuce. In salad, we put those huge lettuce leaves. So lettuce is not a flower which is edible. Now B, Q is tapioca. Tapioca is a root and it is found in tropical countries and lot of starch in it. And it just looks like yam. Okay. So that is tapioca. Turnip is shalgam. Okay. So turnip is also a root. Tapioca is a root. Turnip is a root. Onion, no. Onion is a bulb. It has got fleshy leaves and also stem. And also the leaves, the spring onions, the leaves are also edible. So this is not the answer. So because Q is the root. So onion is not a root. Coriander R is leaf. Coriander leaf, yes, it is edible. Spinach is palak. Okay, that is edible, yes. Fenugreek is methi. Methi leaves edible, yes. So the answer will be this because all the three are leaves and all the three are edible. S is the stem. Potato is a stem, correct. It is S. Ginger is a stem, correct. But sweet potato, no. Sweet potato is a root. So this answer is incorrect. Next. We see if there are any queries. Just a minute. Okay, yes. So you're answering this. Okay, next. Now here. Sanjana found that as a seed germinates and seedling germinates and forms a seed into a young plant, the size of the seed leaves gradually becomes smaller. It is because now these seed leaves. So as the seed germinates, the seed leaves. Another name for seed leaves is what? Cotyledons. Okay. They gradually become smaller. Why? Because now see, this is the seed. Once it soaks water, the seed coat splits and the first part that comes out is what? The root. That is the radicle. Okay. Then the radicle grows down and then what comes out is the shoot. When it comes out in some dicot, not in all dicot plants, in some dicot plants, the cotyledons, they come above the soil and they become green. Now, these are the first leaves. Now, you can see the cotyledons here. They become small. Why? Because now the leaf has come up. The leaf has come and it will start making food for the plant. And now no need for the cotyledons. So the cotyledons will shrivel, the cotyledons will dry and they will fall off. Okay. So here, the cotyledons are becoming smaller. Why? Because the seed leaves are absorbed back into the seed coat. No, because the seed coat is already fallen off. The sunlight withers the seed leaves. No, the sunlight does not wither the seed leaves. The food that the seed leaves have been used by the growing plant. So this will be the answer. Okay. All of you, just let me see. Yes, answer is C. So all of you have written down C. The answer is C. Okay. Now I will show you another worksheet which I have. These were some slides with explanation because in this we did the types of seeds, the germination of stages of germination, the structure of the seed, we did dispersal of seed, and we did the vegetative reproduction. Okay. So we will do some other questions which we have because there's still time. So just a minute. Here. A new mushroom grows from a dash. Now, mushroom, as you know, is a fungus. It is not a plant, it is a fungus. Okay. And how does a mushroom reproduce? A mushroom reproduces from spores. Okay. A mushroom reproduces from its spore. It doesn't have a stem, root, or leaf. It reproduces from spores. Now, do you know any other plant that reproduces from spores? They are the fern plants. The ferns. Okay, shall I zoom it a bit more? Right. So mushroom reproduces from spores. Now mushroom is mushroom, ferns, and pine. They're all non-flowering plants. So the pine reproduces from its cones. Ferns reproduces from its spores. Just a minute. I will show you some pictures of. Okay, here. Now this is a pine cone. Okay, pine is a non-flowering plant, and it has seeds, but these seeds are different from the seeds which are found in flowering plants. Okay, so these are the cones which are found in pine. So they reproduce by these cones. Okay. Next. Okay, next. Crops sown in dash season are also known as rabi crops. So when are the rabi crops grown? The Kharif crops are known as monsoon crops. They're grown in rainy season, and rabi crops are grown in winter season. So crops grown in winter season are rabi crops. Choose the incorrect statement. Use healthy and ripe seeds for sowing. Add manures to soil to increase production. Excessive use of fertilizers can improve the soil quality. Irrigate the soil properly. So which one will be incorrect statement? Please read the question. Incorrect statement. What will it be? Okay, now I'll just see what are the answers which I'm getting. Okay, I have zoomed it. Okay. Fern plant. Yes, ferns. Yes, I'm doing the worksheet. Can you hear me? Yes, I think I've, because somebody has written, I cannot hear. Yes, ferns reproduce through spores, correct? Pine reproduces. Which plant is this? The plant which I showed. The plant which I showed is the pine plant. Okay. Okay, nice. So which one is incorrect? Use healthy and ripe seeds for sowing. It is correct. Add manures to soil to increase production. Yes. Excessive use of fertilizers can improve soil quality. No. Excessive use can lead to so many other harmful things like pollution and all that. So excessive use of fertilizers will not be good. Okay, which of these crops are grown from June, in the month of June to October? In the month of June, it is sown, and in the month of October, it is harvested. Which ones will they be? That is in the month of monsoon. So they will be the Kharif crops. Monsoon crops. Yes. Now again, some vegetative reproduction. Match the following. Rose, like I told you, rose grows from its stem. Bryophyllum. I wrote down that name of that leaf, which gives rise to new plants. This is the question. So I'm showing you the question, which you can, I'll check the answers. Bryophyllum grows from its leaves. Potato is an underground stem. Now, dahlia grows from its roots. Okay. Sometimes dahlia, which grows in winters, you'll get lovely flowers of dahlia in winters. And you'll find that the next year, wherever you have grown it, again, some new plants. You have not even sown it, but some new plants have come up. Why? How? Because the roots were already there underground. Okay. But as soon as it got proper climate to grow, it started growing. Right? So, rose will be D. So here, what will be the answer? 1 is D. Where is 1 is D? Here. And 2, Bryophyllum is C. 3, dahlia is A. And 4 is B. So this one will be the answer. Right? Next, cutting and gathering of ripened crops is referred to as harvesting. When you gather ripened crops, it is known as harvesting. So what will be the stages by which the farmer grows a healthy crop? Number 1 is he prepares the field. So that is known as tilling the soil. Number 2, he puts fertilizers so that the soil is fertile enough to get a healthy crop. The third step will be sowing of seeds. Now the field is ready, tilling is done, but the soil is fertile with fertilizers. Then he starts sowing the seeds. Okay. Once the seeds start sowing, the seeds needs water. So he starts irrigating the field. Irrigation can be done by many methods, by sprinkler method, by machines, by tractors, by pipes, by canals, by so many things. Then the seed starts growing. When the crop starts growing, along with it, there are many unwanted plants also that start growing. Okay. Now these are known as weeds. So the farmer has to go on removing the weeds. Why? Because these weeds, they compete with the main crop. Okay, these main crops, for example, he's grown rice and some other plant starts coming. So, but then he's giving fertilizers for the main crop. But the other plant is also taking it. So they're stealing the nutrients, they're stealing the space, they're stealing the water, the air, and everything from the main crop. So that is why the farmer removes these unwanted plants. Then there are many pests. There are many insects that eat away the crop. So the farmer sprays pesticides. Pesticides are chemicals that are sprayed on the crops so that the crop is not damaged. and the crop can be healthy. After everything is over, now the farmer is happy and he's got a nice big crop, huge produce, and he cuts the crop. He can cut it manually or he can use tractors to cut it. So that is known as harvesting. So this harvesting is the final stage when the farmer cuts the crop, cuts the mature crop. Okay. So this is harvesting. Complete the series. Okay. So this question has come again. Right. Okay. So till 25, we'll do one more question. Beetroot is a root as to sugarcane, which is a stem. So answer will be stem. Beetroot is a root, right? The red color thing. And sugarcane is a stem. I showed you how the sugarcane grows from its nodes which are present on the stem. Which one of the following seeds is dispersed by explosion? Here, pea, yes. Poppy, yes. Balsam, the Indian balsam, which I think in Odia you called it Horgora. Okay, so they are all dispersed by explosion. So the answer will be all the above, right? So this till 25, 26 questions we have done. And we'll meet next and we'll do the level 2 of this worksheet, right? And if there are any questions, we'll just check out before I log out. Okay, thank you, children. Thank you. I'm logging out. Bye.